back to InHerSelf podcast,
where we talk about faith, family, finance, and friendship.
So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on all social media platforms.
And make sure to turn your notifications on to be notified whenever we post new content. The big smile. Hey, Patreon.
Hey, I'm just so happy to be here.
You're so happy to be here?
So happy to be here.
For those of you who don't know, our Patreon group, we don't have a name for them yet.
We don't.
Y'all help us name.
I feel like they should come up with a name.
They should.
Because I'll give them names like
Patreon.
Patronical.
That is not it.
Patronette.
That's not it.
And I feel like that's not cute.
Because it's not. And it's not supposed to have anything with Patreon in it. It's InHerSelf.
Yeah.
IHP.
So y'all come up with a name and then we'll vote on it. How about
that's
that?
good.
Okay.
On our Patreon page, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Sounds amazing.
Yes.
How you been? Why you smiling?
I don't know. It's like
She got a man.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. You saw I whispered that?
It's like cause do I?
That's ridiculous.
No, I don't. DMs are still open. Yeah, I don't.
It's
have a
coming.
man.
It's coming.
Not rushing them.
No, we're not.
But yeah, that's not why I'm happy though.
What
Just,
is it?
God is good.
All
this
the
week has
time.
been great,
Because
Well, I just had a birthday. Okay, let's just throw that. I thought you was gonna say it. I thought you was gonna say it.
I know I'm alluding to what
Yeah.
happened. Like, why are you so excited?
I just had a birthday, and for whatever reason, I just want to keep this same energy because I get real excited, real grateful, I can touch the moon around my birthday, and then stuff starts dying down. Mm-hmm.
You been back to the gym?
I have
How many times?
twice.
So let's just take notes that you was going 5 to 6 times a week, and we done dropped down to 2 because that birthday done passed.
But we just trying to keep up the body that we been working out with. You
okay.
feel what I'm saying? It don't need to be all the time because it's
Period.
there. It's there.
The packs.
Yeah, it's there.
coming.
It's 2 right there. But in all honesty, that's why I'm happy. I'm grateful another year because honestly, some people don't make it to see another birthday. So I'm happy.
Facts.
I'm excited to see what the future holds. I feel like before we started recording, I was just telling her how nervous I was to record, but I feel like that's just been a nervousness, but not in a bad way. Like I just feel like something exciting is like about to happen
On
and
the
I don't
horizon.
know what that is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
How did you enjoy the birthday? I mean, of course we was together because where would I be?
Right. I had a good time. I had a great time. We went out to see the Mickey and the mouse.
The Mickey.
and they the same people, but we went out there, the girls, and I had a great time. I enjoyed being a big kid. I enjoyed hanging with my friends. I enjoyed having like grown moments. So we're all grown, but we don't get the opportunity to just be free.
Yeah.
And that's literally what we did all weekend long. From the day we got there to the day we left, we were big kids.
Yeah. Honestly, usually if I go on vacation and it rains, it used to bum me out. But I actually enjoyed every drop. Like when it was raining, when we went to the water park, and it worked in our favor on several different occasions and days. I enjoyed, again, just kind of being and not necessarily having it. We had an agenda, but not really.
Right.
Like if it swayed, we made the best out of it. It was a nice time.
I think around birthdays, I really tune into, like, you really see how much people really care about you, because regardless of what it looks like, if it was raining, if it was not raining, if it was cloudy, if it was whatever, if my attitude changed, it was always like, no, like, come on, like it's about you. It's about, and we don't come from that. We come from, even if it's about us, you still got to focus on everything and everybody else. In this past weekend, I just genuinely felt like I had people around me that was like, no, like, you're going to enjoy this moment. You're going to enjoy the weekend, because birthdays, they do go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always going to be about you. But in that moment, it was like, no, whatever you want to do. Because I'm such a, well, whatever y'all want to do.
We were like, this is your birthday. What you mean what we want to do? We want to do what you want to do.
Right.
It's us sneaking to go to Walmart on your birthday, Sam needed sugar.
Yeah, that was really...
And was gone for like 45 minutes.
Yes. But simple stuff like that make me smile. Like, I'm not a big, like, extravagant type of person anyway, but it was the fact that y'all lied.
Right, to go.
It was like, okay, we want to make sure that when she come downstairs, there's a surprise element.
Yeah.
But I was talking to my mom that Friday we got there on my actual birthday, and she was like, how's everything? I was like, I think today, like, my nerves are calm. She's like, why you always like your nerves be bad? I was like, I just be wanting to make sure people leaving their families, and I say people very loosely, my friends are leaving their family, their husbands, their children, their jobs, whatever that looks like, to come spend time with me. I want to make sure that it looks good and it's comfortable for them as well. And so once we got there and we was settled in, I said, okay, I can calm down. Everybody seemed happy. We got everything we need, and I felt happy.
That's good. It was a great experience overall. Like it genuinely was. And with your fake color orange, that's favorite, not really. You really like pink for it, but you want to have orange as your favorite color for so bad. I understand why. But the balloons, everything was great. It was really nice overall.
I had a good
so
time.
What does it feel like now that you're 27? You know what's interesting is because I met you.
Yes.
When I was 27.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't even say that up until now. I was going to say it in my little pocket because we were talking about it. And it dawned on me, that's why I didn't bring it up when we were talking about the topic for the day. I said, I'm not going to say that when we get on the podcast, I'm going to say it. But yeah, I met you the age that you are right now.
That's actually crazy. How does that make you feel?
I would love to say it makes me feel old, but it doesn't.
No, outside of that. I mean, like, because we've always had conversations and we've talked about this before, because I am your little sister and you've been through a lot. And so your goal in my life was to make sure I didn't repeat the same cycles that you did. And so I guess I'm saying, did you do a good job?
Listen,
with the help of the Lord.
Listen, the Lord did his big one. I'm happy to be his assistant. Because absolutely. Like, yes, I'm very, very proud of you, bro. Like, literally, I feel like I talk to a lot of people about my testimony, whoever God allows me to share my story with. And so to see you from 19 to 27 and none of the mistakes that I made, you can say that, yes, I'm very proud. Yeah. Very, very, very proud of that. It was not easy for sure. And it's funny because we shared that. Why would I be finna get emotional? And then our producer go hate it because he's going to say, just let it happen.
And right? I'm like, I'm not crying. I'm not in the mood.
Right.
She's happy.
Right. Right. But anyway, we had a moment during your birthday weekend where you were asking me, with all the group, we were all in the same room, and you were asking me, like, when we first met, do you feel like it was even? Yeah. And I was like, no, it wasn't. But I didn't expect it to, because my life and what I had been through, that was my time to pour into you. So you were the assignment that God allowed me to be a part of. And now we're definitely, I consider you definitely my little sister, my friend. We've been different roles in each other's, like my babysitter and I've been your hairstylist, and whatever we needed, we became. And so it's very, very a proud moment. Yeah. Like, dang, I met her at that age.
And now that I didn't think about that. Then that you like, it literally is a full circle moment. Cause when I was 19, of course, we already said it, when she was 27, and looking at you, I was like, how am I even gonna like reach some of the goals? And like, am I supposed to be there at 27, or where am I supposed to be? And it felt like a burden at that time, because you see somebody and not idolize, because we don't do that, but you look at somebody, you like, I desire to be in that space. But then you was like, okay, well, this is everything I went through while I'm here. And yes, you can be in this space, but I don't want you to take the same journey as me. And so sometimes it became like, okay, let me make sure I don't do this, or let me make sure. And it's like, no, just live life, but be cognizant of some of the mistakes and things like that. So, I mean, I really appreciate it. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I didn't know what 27 looked like, but I'm glad that the picture is painted the way that it is. We are so excited to officially announce that we have launched our Patreon. By signing up, you will become a member of our InHerSelf community. You'll receive exclusive access to our content that is only available to our Patreons, such as behind the scenes, live discussions, and Discord. But most importantly, first dibs on new merch. To register, visit our link tree in the bio or the description below. See you at the circle.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's still the canvas is still being drawn out, you know? So I really, 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 that's exciting. What are some things that you felt like? I know for me, every time I have a birthday, it's just something like this aha, like this awakening that happens. I feel like another level is unlocked, and I can't really describe it like to a T, but I just feel different. Like you feel like another level of shifting takes place. Have you kind of like, I don't know about you, but that's kind of.
I think this year has been the year. I haven't had a lot of those moments. It's just been kind of going through the motions, like, okay, it's another birthday. Thank you, Lord. And then I think when I turned 25, I was really emotional because it was like, ooh, you're over the hump. But now I'm just like, I'm excited because I'm getting to the age where there's about to be breakthroughs in careers. There's about to be more family, more things to do when music's like just more things is coming up. And for me, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Like I got my seatbelt on for real. And we're going. And I was telling you on the phone, 27 gives like, you're not a baby. Cause no, you in your 20s and people be like, oh, you still a baby. It gives no baby. Like you got your stuff together, but you got to keep going. You can't be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna relax today. No.
Because genuinely speaking, when you're in your 20s, you just hit, adulthood. Like from 18, the 18, 21 mark is where you kind of like crossing over to adulthood. Mm-hmm. When you're 21, you can drink and all that stuff. You can't rent a car till you're 25, technically. So like you have that space between like your 21 to 27 where you're adulting, but not really. Like you may need help, mm-hmm. From your parents or whatever to kind of, get your feet wet. But when you approaching 30, it's like you better have something together, like at least a 401k. Something. You know what I mean? Like, you're settling into your job, into your career. You've kind of found yourself,
right?
You're maybe not to the totality of it, but you found a rhythm that you're like, okay, well, I know what I like, I know what I don't like, I know what I'm embarking on, I know what kind of man I want. I've kind of tested the waters. I done did some things I probably shouldn't have did, and I've survived. Praise God,
right?
And you've made your way to now you can kind of settle. And I think earlier too, we were talking on the phone about how we're in two different places where you look for opportunities mm-hmm. to be like, I'm going out, I want to do this, and I'm looking for moments of peace.
Yeah.
Like, because my life is so busy, whether it's football or whether it's ballet or whether it's when music speaks, the business is running and the podcast and everything, there's always something, ministry is always something to do, so that when we have the 4th of July or if we have like moments, you're like, sis, what you doing? Nothing.
Yeah.
I am sitting in the house. I may cook a piece of a macaroni.
Something.
And I am doing nothing and doing that slowly because we look for moments to just breathe. And you're like, I am the opposite. I spend most of my day doing nothing.
Yes.
And so and I'm like, I get it.
That is my real life. But it's strange now because the person watching could say you choose 27, almost 30 to be like you ready to be outside. Because most of my, probably from 19 to 25, I was like, in the house, because I've not always lived by myself, but when I got my apartment, it was just me by myself. So it's always just in the house, like nobody necessarily to talk to. Because if you have a family, you can, all right, you want to go downstairs and play cards. Like there's always something to do. I don't have that, which I'm grateful for, because then I get opportunity.
You ain't got to explain all that, girl.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, whatever. I have to stop doing that. We talked about that too. I just want people to know I'm content.
They know.
But nonetheless, I now am like, I got to do something. I got to go somewhere, whether it's a drive to the park, whether it's let me go to the pool. I just need to be outside doing something.
And me, I am like a bed, a pillow. Listen to me. I am serious. Like I was just talking to my husband about that yesterday. I said, I have reached another era in my life.
Yeah.
Because I used to be, gotta go right now. And no, now it is genuinely whatever moment. Okay, so the kids don't have nothing to do. All right, we don't have no appointments. We don't have no meetings. We ain't got none of that okay, great. So I'm not doing anything. Don't even want to go to the grocery store. I will order online.
Jesus.
All of my 35 and plus, drop it in the comments.
I get it.
I promise you, especially it's a full load every day. And so peace is what I chase.
Yeah.
Peace is what I be after.
Mm-hmm. And I be after something. I be after something. It's like, what you doing? You're not okay. Let me find somebody else. All right, let me do something. I had to tell my family yesterday because my family loves her just a little bit more than they love me. And so yesterday what Nyja doing? What I said, she said she's not doing nothing. You sure?
Right.
I said,
because people know.
but I would know
yes.
that you're not doing nothing because I talk to you.
Right. But they're saying, are you sure she's not doing nothing? Because Nyja
like,
is always doing something. And I'm like, now I plan it. Like, I'm like, oh, to God be the glory. We ain't got to do nothing today because it's always, and I enjoy being in the moment of when we are doing something. I don't believe in being busy. Like everything that I am assigned to, in this season of my life, I actually have been asking the Lord to remove things that are just making me busy. Like I don't want to just do something to be doing it. If it's not serving the purpose of the kingdom, it's not serving my family, then I don't want to be a part of it. I don't have the capacity to desire to just be doing something.
The look busy syndrome. And a lot of us have that. Like, oh, I want to look like I'm doing something. I want to look like, and that's social media will get us caught up in that too. Let me make a reel so I'll look like you're not doing nothing. That coffee came out of the refrigerator. You didn't make it for real.
I don't think I've ever desired to just look busy. I've always wanted to be productive in everything that I do. I don't feel like just doing something that hope and praying and wishing that it does. I don't believe in doing that. But not everything is literally on autopilot. Like we know when we have to post, we know when we have to get up, we have a 9 to 5 to do this. Like everything has its day. And because it is so structured now, I just be trying to chill.
I think especially moving into this new job, that's why I want to go out and do other stuff, because the job I had before, I had a little bit more free time. This is get up. All right, you got to go to work. All right, you at work from 8 to 5. All right, you got to go to gym, into the house. It's that repetitive cycle that I don't like it. It's like I got to add something different into each day so it's just not repetitive, like robotic. I can't do that life. I can't.
I don't think a lot of the generation we live in don't like the simplicity of a day-to-day, which is interesting because back in 1950s and 60s, everything was Monday, rigid, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was what it was. And then now we're in this generation where, everybody's inventive and creatives. And it's interesting how many creatives we have in the world now. This life or this world didn't exist the way that it does now back then.
Yeah.
So it's like the era that we in is everybody is creating something. Everybody's wanting to do, social media. And the ones that don't necessarily are the older generations. I think it's like Generation X or something like that.
Don't get me to start because I messed up last time.
You did. You did.
I think it's the excitement of it though. When your day like mine is so robotic, I have to have something exciting because you'll mess around and ask me how my week was and I won't remember. Because it's so, okay, well, I know that I woke up, I went to work, I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't have to be every day for me, but I have to do something. Because at this moment in time, it's work, gym, and then church.
So what are you doing to get out of that cycle? Like for the person who is trying to figure out they're 25, 26, 27, and they are trying to get to where you are. What's the biggest thing that you think you've learned from 19, 20 up until now? If you can only pass down one thing to help somebody else who is turning 25, 26, 27, well, whatever or to the one who's 19 and they get ready to go through the same, pathway.
That's a good question. I believe finding out what you like. Because for me, I want to do what you want to do. But what if somebody doesn't want to do anything that day? What do you want to do? Heaven, you don't know. Because you're solely relying on what somebody else wants to do. So if I text you and I said, hey, you want to do something today? And you automatically say, yeah, let's go to the mall or whatever. And then I say, no, never mind, I don't want to do that. And you're like, okay, I'm going to still go. I don't have nothing to do because now I'm just doing what you want to do. But instead, I could say, okay, she don't want to go horseback riding. I'm just throwing things out there. But I enjoy doing that, so I'll do that by myself. Finding things that you don't mind doing with others as well as you don't mind doing it by yourself, if I'm making any sense. So I like to go horseback riding. You may not like to do that all the time. So if you say no, I'm still content with saying I'm still going horseback riding. My issue was always, okay, if they don't want to do it, then I'm not going to go. because it's not exciting for me.
Do you think that people suffer from that? Like only doing what other people want to do? I'm really asking this question from a genuine place because I've never been like that.
Yes.
And I want to say I've never been like that. I think that I did what my parents or like older people wanted to do, who felt like they were trying to like shape my life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I didn't realize that until I was in maybe just had turned 30, that I figured out, oh, my favorite color is yellow. Like I didn't even know what that was because I did not. So what it sounds like you saying is like do enough research on yourself to get to know yourself before.
Because it'll become people pleasing. Like I don't want to do anything because I don't know me. And I only want to do things outside of what anybody else does because that's what they want to do. Like I would just do something because I want to be around you even if I didn't like it.
But when do you come to that realization? Because again, I didn't even notice that I was doing that until they were removed out of my life. And I'm like,
I think I came to that when you want to hang out and nobody want to do nothing and now you don't know what you want to do by yourself. It's only you want to do something around others or if somebody else has a plan, you're going to hop on it. But like I said, if you say have not today, I don't want to do that, I still have a plan that I want to do or something that I enjoy
and you can do
doing,
it regardless.
And I can do it regardless.
That's good.
That was a big issue for me.
Yeah. But that takes you being able to be comfortable by yourself.
Yes.
You know, I think some people don't like themselves. Like they don't like being in the presence of just them.
I can attest.
Really?
Yeah. Or don't like, it can be, excuse me, it can become lonely. It can become, well, this is boring type of mentality.
To be by yourself?
Yes. Yes.
I would love that. And maybe because, and I'm saying I love the fact of being, and maybe because I've never been by myself. I've always been, my entire life, I've always been with somebody.
That might be.
And so now I think that that's why I'm okay with being, you know, I'm saying, again, my prayer closet is my alone time. In the car is my alone time. We have a lot of opportunities where you are, but I've noticed that sometimes people get in the car and they got to get on the phone.
Always,
you know what I mean? You have to be. You can't just be like, just be still, like with nothing. The family, your day to day is going to be there. The Lord keeps waking you up in the morning and allowing it's going to be there. So when do you seek time for just solitary silence?
I think that's the definition of not knowing yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you don't want to be around yourself. It's always a distraction of, let me be around other people so I don't have to focus on just me. Because when you're by yourself, there's a lot of thoughts going around in your head. It's a lot of negative thoughts sometimes, positive thoughts sometimes. So if you don't know you, you can't be content with you.
And that's why it's important to get by yourself.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to meditate. What are you meditating on? When you are alone, are you watching Housewives? Are you watching these other reality shows, these game shows on your phone or scrolling or on, like your mind is constantly going because you're feeding it whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you are by yourself, you're thinking about everything that's been dumped in your soul.
And I just have a hard time understanding how we can expect everyone to love us on the level that we deserve to be loved if we don't love or even know ourselves.
And we know what we don't want, but we don't know what we want.
Yeah.
That's what's backwards, is that we have the audacity to suck. And I used to do this, testament to it, is get upset because you're not doing, I don't want you to do that, but I can't tell you what I actually want you to do or what I want you to say. I just know that it's not that. Whatever you just did made me uncomfortable and I don't like it. So teach me how to treat you. I can't, because I don't know. I haven't been around myself long enough. I haven't sat in silence long enough. I have not sought God about me, the one who created me, long enough to say, okay, I don't want to focus on what I don't want. I want to focus on what I want. So how can I align those? And that takes you being silent.
Yes.
It takes you being quiet.
Yeah. And so if you ask me, from 19 to 27, I struggled with it up until probably 2-3 years ago. Wanting to be like, okay, heaven, like, what do you want? Everybody know everything else about you, what you want to do, what you don't like, but you don't know. So if somebody asked you today, what do you want to do? You would not have an answer. So figure it out. What things do you like to do by yourself?
Some people feel bad or guilty about feeling like they're making it about them, like selfish. And I think that is the complete opposite. But I noticed that people who care more about other people have that, because the world, a lot of the world is very selfish. Like it's all about them. Like probably 80% of people who are between it's all about what I want. What you want does not matter.
Yeah.
So to have the 20% or maybe the 5, because then we on these percentages about this 95-5. They don't struggle with that. So it's very, very few gentle-hearted people probably that struggle with that. But it may be a lot.
Just had to learn to find the balance of it. I think for me, I am such a love. I want to make sure everybody's good that I stop focusing on me. But now there's a healthy balance. I'm going to check in with me first. Make sure that my mental is good so that when I do go and check on somebody else, if they're not have the capacity to withstand.
I think you also have to make sure you're around the right people who also have the same compassionate heart as you. Because if you are checking in with yourself and you are saying this is what I like, and you get around people who don't care anything about you, then that's what pushes you in the cycle of let me conform to what everybody else want to do, instead of being around people who say, no, I understand this is not about me, this is about you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna validate your findings about yourself. What do you want to do? And being okay within themselves to step back and say, I'm not gonna be selfish in this moment.
Right. And say, like y'all did this weekend, Tiffany was really, really on my behind this weekend. Girl, shut up. Stop asking me what I want to do. You wanted to come here. That's why we're here. Granted, it would be fun if we all came another time, but this is what you wanted to do. So this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need people to tell you to shut up. Because sometimes you care, but a little too much, because it's not about everybody else in that moment. And so again, trying to find the balance, I struggle with, but I feel like I'm getting better. But that was a big struggle. I put myself on the back of the burner, the one that don't work all the way, and put everybody else on the burners that work.
the half work.
Yeah, like it would start working. It just would take a little minute to start working. But the rest of the burners, they work fine. And so now I'm like, I put myself on the front burner, make sure I'm good, cook me down, and I slow cook the rest, and then I focus on everybody else.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to this year? Approaching, just hit 27, going into 28. You know, we're recapping.
I don't know what I'm looking forward to. I don't want to put any expectations on it either.
I'm trying to think about me when I was turning 20. I can relate to that. I think I was more so focused on, I was working at the medical company back then. The boys were super young, just had transitioned out of one church to another church. I was in a huge shift when I was 27, turning 28. So for me, I was just trying to find stability. That was my thing, was I'm grasping to make sure I can provide, because my backbone had been gone for 2 years at that point. And so I was in just trying to seek financial security, stability, all the above was that for me. That's what my main focus was. Yeah. But if that's not something that you are seeking, that's a great place, because that means you have that. And so to be like, you know,
I think I'm seeking the continuation of just being joyful, just being happy. Today, what's today? The 5th of July? July 5th, 2024. I shall never, ever go back into the hole of depression. Or I'm not doing it anymore. I can't. And I was talking to Tay the other day, and I said, I also, coming into 27, I have to stop letting what's around me shift me. Like something could be going on, and now my energy is down. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, you just don't.
And it's easier said than done back then, but now I'm like, you just keep it pushing, you just keep it moving.
It's that deciding factor is so powerful. Like, I know people say it's easier said than done. It's only easier said than done when you don't know how to do it and you're learning how to do it, sure. But when you set a thing in your mind, I'm just not feeding into that. It's as strong as just saying no.
I'm not doing it.
And being unbothered with it. I just choose not to. Before, because of the what ifs, because what if I do and this happens, or what if I, and then so that's what makes it hard, is because you're thinking about what happens if you let it go.
Yeah.
Or if you stop caring, then what's going to happen? I, say this with me, I don't care.
I just don't. I just don't. My life is good, and I'd be doggone if a piece of energy walk in and try to deter me. No, We talked about that before, how energy transfers and how it will attach me. And now you good. You all smiling and picking daisies. And I'm mad. I'm not doing it anymore. If a text message comes through, and you know what I'm talking about, because I had one of those this morning, I'll take care of it later. With love. Because I'm just not. When I'm in the mental space, then I'll take care of it. But right now, I wasn't dealing with it. And I think I can't wait to carry that on. Because again, I'm just so used to, oh, you sad? I'm sad. What? Instead of you said, I'm going to give you a second. But the energy I'm giving off, you ain't going to be sad for too long.
You know how I think that what makes us empowered to do that is security.
That's good.
When you are secure, when you find security in your friendship, in your marriage, in your career, in your soul, when you have a secure relationship with God, baby, as long as God don't leave me, and you mean that thing,
yeah.
And when people around you, your tribe has proven that come hell or high water, I'm sticking here. It makes you more confident to say the people who walk in, well, I'm
love you, mean it.
I mean it, but all right, I am so
It feels like a weight is lifted off my shoulder, for lack of better words.
That's amazing. I love that for you. I love that for us.
Yeah.
Because, baby, I've been there.
Done it. And never wearing that shirt again. It's in the trash. Okay?
Yes.
But with that being said, I really appreciate you. I told you that before. Just making sure that I'm good, making sure that I'm always smiling, and make sure that I'm happy. Because if any day but somebody's birthday.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm happy to be a part of this journey for sure. And shout out to your mama Tanya holding it down, and Jada, because I was sending the messages. Your family love me. I love y'all too, boo.
Yeah, I love y'all. No.
And to Tay and to Tiff.
Yes.
Our riders for the birthday celebration. We appreciate y'all for so much.
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
post some stuff.
Thank you, Patreon.
Thank you.
Y'all.
Love y'all too.
And as always, in herself, she is loved.
In herself, she is beautiful. In herself, she is strong.
See you next
week. See y'all.